The night was heavy with tension. Over the Persian Gulf, silence ruled the skies, the kind of silence that comes before something historic. Thousands of feet above, a dark silhouette moved like a shadow through the clouds. There were no blinking lights, no visible trails, not even a sound. Only an invisible hum, a whisper of technology so advanced that even the stars seemed unaware of its passing. It was the B-21 Raider, America's newest stealth bomber. A weapon built not just for war, but for psychological dominance. A machine the world had only seen in photos, and even those were carefully staged. But tonight, it was real. It was flying, and its destination lay deep inside Iranian airspace. Inside a radar command center near Bushehr, 2 Iranian officers were finishing their night shift. The air was thick with the hum of machinery and the smell of strong black tea. Suddenly, one of the radar screens blinked, just for half a second. A small, faint blip appeared, then vanished. "Did you see that?" one officer asked. "Probably interference," the other replied. But then it happened again. Blip, vanish, blip, gone. Moments later, alarms began to flash. The officer shouted, "Possible incursion, heading northeast." Iran's air defense network came alive. Across the country, radar dishes turned, searchlights scanned the horizon, and missile systems locked into readiness. The Iranian military believed they had detected something. But what exactly, they didn't know. Meanwhile, thousands of kilometers away, in a secure room deep beneath the Pentagon, America's top generals were watching live telemetry. Dozens of green dots glowed on the screen, one of them marked GHOST-01. "Telemetry stable," said a voice over the intercom. "No radar lock," confirmed another. The mission was going exactly as planned. But then something unexpected happened. Iran's newest radar system, supplied by Russia, suddenly picked up a trace. Inside the B-21 cockpit, the pilot's calm voice came through. "Control, I've been painted." For a brief moment, the tension in Washington froze. If Iran had truly locked on to the Ghost bomber, it meant stealth as the world knew it might no longer be invincible. "Activate Ghost countermeasures," ordered the mission commander. In an instant, the B-21 deployed its most secret technology, quantum echo camouflage. It emitted dozens of false radar images, creating the illusion of multiple aircraft. Iranian operators suddenly saw not 1, but 5 targets on their screens. Chaos erupted. "Which one is real?" shouted a commander in Tehran. Missiles launched blindly into the night sky, streaks of light cutting through the darkness. But they hit nothing. The Ghost had already vanished. By morning, Iranian media claimed victory. "We repelled a foreign aircraft," headlines declared. State TV showed missile launches and triumphant soldiers. But behind those walls, Iran's defense minister was furious, because despite the celebration, no wreckage was found, no evidence, no confirmation. Across the ocean, the Pentagon remained silent. Officially, nothing had happened. But privately, America's defense analysts were reviewing every second of data. The B-21 had done something no plane had done before, entered one of the most heavily defended airspaces on Earth, and returned without a scratch. The world didn't know it yet, but that flight changed everything. In the following weeks, global intelligence agencies buzzed with speculation. Satellite photos showed unusual activity at Iranian airbases. Russia and China both requested urgent military consultations with Tehran. It was clear, something had shaken Iran's confidence. Experts on American networks debated. Was this a deliberate provocation by Washington? Or was it just a test? Gone too far. But those who truly understood stealth warfare knew the truth: it wasn't a provocation. It was a message to every adversary watching: America's Ghost is real. As tensions grew, Iran's Revolutionary Guard launched a massive naval exercise in the Strait of Hormuz. Hundreds of boats filled the waters. Drones circled overhead. The message was defiance: we are not afraid. But inside the U.S. Air Force, another operation was quietly underway, Operation Spectre. The goal: to gather electronic data on Iran's radar upgrades. For this, 2 more Ghost bombers were deployed, this time flying parallel routes over international waters. The Iranian radar operators were on edge. Every blip, every signal, every flicker on the screen sent a chill down their spines. They knew something was out there, they just couldn't see it. That psychological fear was more powerful than any missile. Over time, Iran began upgrading its radar systems with Russian and Chinese assistance. New anti-stealth algorithms were introduced. They even created decoy bases to confuse potential U.S. strikes. But each time they believed they had tracked something, it turned out to be nothing more than the ghost's echo. For months, the U.S. denied everything. But deep inside a secret Air Force facility in Nevada, engineers were celebrating. The ghost bomber had achieved total spectral invisibility. It didn't just evade radar, it broke radar logic. It could appear as a bird, a storm cloud, or vanish entirely. By early 2025, Iran decided to make a bold move to challenge the ghost directly. They announced they would lock down the Gulf with continuous radar sweeps and drone patrols. Tehran wanted to show that no American aircraft could enter their zone again. But America had other plans. On a moonless night, 2 ghost bombers lifted off from Diego Garcia Air Base. Their mission: to simulate a deep strike run toward Iran's Natanz nuclear facility, without ever crossing into Iranian airspace. The plan was psychological: to make Iran believe they were being watched from above, even when no plane was there. At 2 a.m., Iranian radars again flickered. Drones scrambled, jets took off, anti-air systems engaged. But this time, what they were tracking didn't exist. The ghosts had used holographic radar projection, creating phantom targets hundreds of miles away. Iran spent millions of dollars in fuel and missile launches chasing shadows. When dawn came, the sky was empty: no wreckage, no intruders, no proof. But the message was louder than ever: you can't fight what you can't see. Internationally, the incident drew mixed reactions. China accused Washington of reckless provocation. Russia warned of destabilizing experiments. The United Nations called for restraint. But America never confirmed or denied the existence of the ghost missions. The White House simply said, "We defend freedom of navigation." Behind the scenes, though, intelligence analysts were stunned. The B-21's success meant that for the first time in history, one nation had a true invisible strike capability. Even cyber attacks couldn't detect it. Its systems were quantum encrypted, resistant to hacking. It wasn't just a bomber. It was a ghost in the digital world. Months later, during a military parade in Tehran, a senior Iranian commander made a defiant speech. "Let them send their ghosts. We will hunt them down." But even as he spoke, somewhere high above the desert, a faint shadow drifted, unseen, unheard. Watching, listening. For the people of Iran, the fear of the invisible had become real. Every strange sound in the sky sparked whispers. Every radar glitch raised alarms. In the West, the ghost bomber became a symbol of American dominance, not just through power, but through mystery. It wasn't about bombs. It was about control. Because in modern warfare, fear is the most powerful weapon of all. To this day, the U.S. Air Force refuses to release mission logs of the ghost bomber. Officially, it has never entered Iranian airspace. Unofficially, even Iran's own defense analysts admit, something happened that night. Something they couldn't explain. The ghost came and went, leaving no trace but a message carved into the silence of the Persian sky. If you see us, it's already too late.